guys, so welcome back once again. So we are going to be making this beautiful jacket with a pair of shorts. So here on my table you can see my fabric. I folded my fabric into two, so you can see the way I folded it. So the upper side is going to be the folded end because there won't be any joining on the shoulder part. So I first of all mark out my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So from there now I'm going to measure my sleeve length where I wanted the sleeve to end. So you can see I've marked out my sleeve length, so I want to measure everything I have here. So I'm going to bring it down to make sure I have a straight line. So I'll go ahead and mark. So that part, I'm going to be using that part as my sleeve opening. So you can see here, so I'll make a straight line. So this is my sleeve length here. I'm going to stop. So the next thing we are going to do is to determine my sleeve opening. So after determining your sleeve opening, so here I used about I think I used about 13 inches or 12 inches. Okay, this is 11. So it depends on your sleeve opening. So from there you can see I'll go ahead and mark my bust measurements. So my bust measurement divided by 4 plus e. So I'm going to add extra inches for the ease. So after that I'll bring it straight. I'm going to bring it straight down, so I'll mark a straight line. So that will be our bodies. Okay, so I'm going to curve the armhole. So this is the armhole curve. Make sure I curve it very well. Then we are going to work on the neckline. So I'm going to be using 3 inches for the neck width. I mark my 3 inches. Then for the back I marked 1 inch for the back. Then for the front I'm going to be marking 9 inches. So after marking 9 inches, I'll go ahead and connect the round neck for the back. So from that 9 inches I'm going to mark, so from that I'm going to be marking 1.5. So I'll be using 1.5 inches. Okay, so you can see my ruler have 1.5 inches of rule. My ruler is 1.5 inches, so I'm going to use it straight down from that 9 inches. So afterwards I'm going to make a V from the neck width into the 9 inches. You can see what I'm trying to say here. So after that I'll go ahead and cut out. So I'll cut out the neckline. Then I'm going to separate the back from the front, so I'll be able to cut out the front neckline. So you can see there's no neck joining at the shoulder. So after opening it up and arranging it very well, so I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline from the 1.5 inches from hem and allowance straight up. I'm going to cut it out, so like this. So I'm cutting it out now. You can see what I'm doing. So I'll make sure I smoothen the edges. So this is what you have. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure from the center back. You're going to measure it all around. Starting from the center back, you measure down to the hemline to determine what the length we have. So we are going to be using it to cut out our stripe. The stripe is going to be 2.5 or 2 inches on fold. So I'm going to notch the center back. After notching the center back now, then this is what it looks like. So I'm going to place the right side facing right side. So this is what it looks like. Okay, right side facing right side. So this is it. So as you can see now, I'm trying to arrange it very well. So after arranging it very well, so the next thing I'm going to mark out where my rope is going to start. Because okay, so now as you can see, I'm trying to measure where my rope casing will stop. So I'll go ahead and notch that part. I'll notch it, then I'll also repeat the same thing on the other side. I'll place them right side facing right side, making sure they are okay. So after that, I'll also measure the other side, then I'll mark the same measurement and I will notch it. So this place, when I'm sewing, it will help me to remember that I'm going to stop my rope casing there. So this is how it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and fold. I'm going to fold. You can see. So after folding the sleeve opening, then the next thing now, we are going to finish up the front neckline. So you can see now we are done with the shirt, the top or the bodies. Yes, so okay, so now you can see I'm trying to arrange my material so that I'll be able to drop the part, the short or the pants parts. Okay, so this is what I'm doing right now. Remember, my client doesn't want it to be so short, so I'm going to use exact measurements I've measured here. So now this is what I have here. I'm trying to, because for you to fold your pants or your shirt or your trouser, you're going to divide the fullest part of your measurement by 2. My tie, I'm going to divide my tie by 2 instead of 4. Okay, so you can see. Okay guys, so now you can see now I'm trying to, so this is my waistline. I'm trying to mark out my vertical or horizontal, yeah, my horizontal line. So first of all, I have my waistline here. So from the waistline, I'm go ahead and impute. I'll be minusing 2 inches for the band. So minus 2 inches for the band, then I'll go ahead and mark out my crotch line. So this is the length rather. So the length of the short plus extra folding allowance. So you can see me doing it down there. So after that, next thing this. So guys, so after that I will be marking my waist divided, my hip measurement divided by 4. So I'm going to mark it. That will serve as my crotch line. So you can see the way I still place my tape, minus the 2 inches up. Then you divide your hip measurement divided by 4. Then you mark. That will serve as my crotch line. So for the hip line, I can come up by 2 inches. So I'll come up by 2 inches. That will serve my hip line. So from that crotch line now, I'm going to divide my hip circumference divided by 4. I'm going to mark it from the crotch line down upwards to the waistline. You can see. Then I'll connect with a straight rule. This will serve as, from that place now I'm going to, from the waistline, you can see here I'm going to be inserting my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I'm going to, if I'll be adding that, I'll add 1 inch for like that and extra 1 inch for, or half an inch for allowance. Okay, so that is what I'm doing right now. So after that, then on the crotch line, so I'll go ahead and connect that waistline down into the crotch line. I'll go ahead and mark my dart. So you can see my dart. Trying to, after that, you're going to mark half inch on both sides of the dart leg. So this will serve as my dart. So from here now, I'll mark 2 inches inwards and 7.5 down for the pocket. So this is for my pocket, but I'm not going to be cutting this out. I always like to sew before cutting it out. Okay, so here I'll be leaving it like so. So from that waistline, I came up by half an inch, and on the crotch line I came down by half an inch as well. So you can see I'm trying to connect the lines. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. So on the crotch line, I'll go ahead and just go up by 2 inches. So from that 2 inches, after that I will make insert the hip circumference divided by 4. So sorry, on the crotch line I'm going to be adding my thigh measurement, rather thigh measurement divided by 2. That's my crotch line. So after that I'm going to get the midpoint of that from my crotch line. You can see I'm trying to mark everything downwards, so this will serve as the margin line. Okay, this is the midpoint between the thigh measurement and the hip measurement. So after getting this, now on the knee, so on the knee part I'm going to divide the knee circumference by 2. Then I'm going, after that I will go ahead and divide it again. So whatever I have from that circumference divided by 2, or let's say by 4, knee circumference divided by 4. So I'm going to mark my whatever I got on the both sides. Remember the center line, the margin line I marked, you're going to add it. Okay, so now after that you are going to connect it to the crouch. You can see the way I'm trying to connect it to the crouch line. Remember, you are going to divide your knee measurement by 4, then you place it, whatever you got, you place it, you mark it on each side. So after that you connect. See, I've connected the crouch line side, then I'll connect the other part to the hip. You can see the way I'm trying to do it right now. So you connect it to the hip. Okay, so this is what I have for the front shot. So the next thing is to go ahead and cut. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So okay, so now I've notched my dart. So this is how I placed it. So my zip flap, I cut it together. So that's the reason. So the next thing now is to get the midpoint from that line. You can see I've got the midpoint. So I'll mark it. The midpoint for my thigh measurement from the green line, from the crotch line to the green line, you get the midpoint, then you mark. So we are going to use it to cut the back. So I've folded my fabric into 2. So we'll go ahead and cut the back now. So I've folded my fabric into 2, like so. So I'm going to place the front part on the folded fabric. So you can see how I folded it. Okay, so I'm going to fold it like so. So the back side is going to be longer than the front. The back is going to be longer than the front. Okay, so you can see how I'm trying to leave allowance at both sides. So I'm going to be extending the crouch line by 2 inches. So I'll extend this by 2, my crouch line. So I left a 2-inch allowance over there. So on my crouch line I'll go ahead and extend. So I'm still trying to adjust my camera very well. So after that I'll extend by 2 inches like so. So you mark a straight line. This is my crotch line. You can come down by half an inch, or you can decide to leave it. So from that line I came down by half an inch. Then I'll connect. So it's optional though. So then after that you're going to mark the 2 inches. So from here you can see the line where I got the midpoint of that crotch line and the green line. So from there I'm going to bring whatever measurement I have on my waist. I'll go ahead and mark it. So I'll mark it plus 1 inch of allowance. So you can see I've measured whatever I got on my waist, front waist. I'm going to transfer it at my back waistline like so. So from here I'll go ahead and extend the crotch line 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect. So after that I'm adding 1 inch allowance from the side, from the hip side. I'm adding 1 inch. You can see down to the short length, down to the length. So this is my 2 inches for the crotch extension. So after that I'll go ahead and add 1 inch from the thigh. Just add 1 inch all the way to the short length. So this is my back crotch. You can see the way I connected it. So I lift the front, then I connected it. So now I'll go ahead and put my dart, use my bust pan measurements. So I'll remove this front part, then I'll measure it. I use 5 inches for the back, okay. Then I'll add half inch on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and connect my dart legs. So if you don't want to add your dart, it's optional. You just keep your dart, then you. But here I decided to add that to this plant. So now this is the down part. I'll go ahead and you can see the next thing is to cut it out like so. I'm going to cut it out, then I'll notch my dart. So guys, this is it. The next thing is to cut the pocket. I'm going to cut my pocket. I'll be inserting pocket on this. So I'll go ahead and fold my pocket. I'll be folding 8 inches, 7 to 8 inches on fold. Then I'll go ahead and you can measure the length of your pocket, 13 inches or 14 inches. Okay, depends. So here I have my 8 inches on fold. So I'm going to fold 8 inches. You can use 7 inches or 8 inches. So after that, then the length, you can as well use 13 inches or 14. So this is it. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. But first of all, I'm going to shape the down part. You can see the way I curve that part. You can leave it straight if you want, but I like curving that pocket side, the down part of my pocket. So I like to curve it out. So I've cut it out like so. Then I'll cut another one. Remember the pocket is 2. So I'll use this to duplicate it again. I want to duplicate it. So this is my pocket.